detected. Persiapla. 30 seconds. Get ready.
Trapp removed his headset, unbuckled his harness, and checked his weapon and ammunition one last time, then tugged at the satellite phone attached to his belt to ensure it was securely fastened. He glanced over his right, then left shoulder to make sure that his ballistic vest wasn't caught on anything, and then did it all over again as butterflies flooded his stomach. The helicopter rapidly lost altitude. The motor powering the rear door engaged, and the ramp swung open. At first, he spied only empty air on the other side, but within a matter of seconds, it was replaced with a thick wall of verdant jungle. He sucked in a lungful of thick, warm air. A couple of seconds later, the Caracol's wheels touched down with an impact which reverberated through the entire chopper. Trapp was first out, his rifle stock pressed against his shoulder as he ran in a low crouch to avoid bumping his head as he leapt out of the rear of the chopper. His boots thudded against firm grassland as he continued about 20 paces away from the aircraft, his eyes scanning left and right in search of danger. He stopped and took a knee, sweeping the rifle's barrel across the thick tree line. About 20 yards to his left, the second Indonesian Air Force bird set down on the ground and disgorged its passengers. The third bird contained a handful of local cops who were dressed in green fatigues, unlike the Detachment 88 commandos who were attired in all black. They moved professionally, though without quite as much assurance as their better-trained colleagues. Stalks of grass and wildflowers flew through the air, swirling in place tornado-like. Trapp squeezed his eyelids half shut to protect them from the assault. The two helicopters lifted off. Within 30 seconds, the chaos created by their rotor wash was just a distant memory.
There's the smoke.
Trapp gestured into the thick jungle in front of him. A pyre of black fumes, thicker than a man's torso, was gushing into the sky. It seemed too large to be the result of a cook fire, though perhaps there was an innocent explanation. His experience of Indonesia indicated that regular garbage collection was a rare thing. Most of the locals burned their trash. That could explain it.
What do you think?
That way.
Trapp pictured the strange shadows he'd spotted on the satellite imagery and lined them up mentally with the smoke. There was something behind the tree line. That was clear enough. But its exact nature wasn't. The jungle swallowing all light within 20 feet. An entire army could be camped in there, and they would have no way of knowing. Adi issued a series of hand signals, and his men split up into small units and advanced slowly toward the tree line. He and Trapp followed a couple of paces behind, falling into a command role and scanning ahead for any sign of danger. Every single man proceeded in silence, their tension palpable. Something about this whole situation felt off. Trapp took a deep breath through his nostrils and tasted the smoke on the back of his tongue. It was pungent and chemical. Could be trash, but he didn't think so. He couldn't hear any birds. In fact, he didn't sense any animal life at all. No squirrels slipping through the trees, not even the patter of rodent paws in the underbrush.
Hati-hati, aku mendengar sesuatu.
One of the Indonesian commandos gave a low warning. He interpreted it without understanding the man's words. He sensed the cause a second later, hearing the sound of footsteps somewhere in the trees. He dropped to a knee and searched for the source of the disturbance. Blood pounded in his ears. A crackle of gunfire erupted a moment later, its source invisible. The rounds chewed up the grass at the feet of 3 of Adi's commandos. They reacted instantly, returning fire without panic.
Shit.
Trapp swept his own rifle left and depressed the trigger. A line of bullets spat out of the barrel, severing vines and sending leaves and branches coursing to the ground. There was no way to tell if he'd hit anything through the thick jungle. The gunshots sounded as though they were coming from deeper in the jungle. As far as Trapp could tell, none of the gunmen had hit anything.
That won't last. I'm going in.
He gripped his rifle tightly and rushed into the cover of the jungle before Adi could call him back. He figured there would be a whole lot more paperwork for the police captain to deal with if this mission ended up with half a dozen dead Indonesian cops.
Jason, stop!